Let's dispel some myths about becoming an interior designer. Where should we start? I think it's important to note that no matter what you're doing, especially if you're at the outset of your career, thinking about changing careers possibly later in life, or you're fresh out of school or fresh out of uni and thinking about going into interiors, or if you've studied something else and you're thinking about transferring into interiors, it's important to note that no matter what you do, and this is really prevalent in the construction industry, everyone has an opinion. So everyone will say, and obviously I'll use an example that's related to interiors. If you're changing your floor, everyone you speak to will give you an example. Oh no, well, you shouldn't go timber, or definitely not solid wood. Oh, it's got to be engineered. Oh no, vinyl's the latest thing. It's like everyone will give you an opinion, even if it's unwarranted or not based in fact. And I think it's really important when you're thinking and considering your own career to get the facts and to really, research it in a way that makes sense to you, because what is right for you may not be right for somebody else. And also follow your own instinct, in the sense that if this is a passion for you, what is hard work for somebody else may not be hard work for you, or you may not see it as hard work. So that brings me on to the first myth, which is interior design difficult, or is it hard to be an interior designer? And like any career, if you find the job role unrewarding, yeah, it's going to be difficult. But in most cases, it's not more difficult than any other career or profession in the construction industry. So it's equally as relevant as architecture, it's equally as relevant as engineering, and equally as important as the building work, because you've got to have these decisions that either happen at different stages of a project, and somebody has to be able to visualize that. So in terms of is it difficult to be an interior designer? Well, that depends on how you sell your services, in a way. So it comes down to how much drive you have and how much passion you have for your work, because you don't have, let's compare it to it's not even comparable to an artist, because art is more so for enjoyment, but interiors can actually be it's very practical, as well as that it has the artistic component. So in a sense, it's almost closer to architecture than it is to being an artist, if that makes sense. So if you say it's hard, well, is it hard in comparison to what? I've seen people, if you're starting a business, well, yeah, any business to start is, and they always say the first 2 years are the hardest. Yeah, it's you will be working to sustain, any kind of business in the first 2 years. That's pretty normal. But is it hard specifically because it's interior design? No, you can be doing something you absolutely love and enjoy, and the best thing is you're making money from it. So doing something that's very relevant and helpful to somebody else. The next myth is that you definitely have to have a portfolio in order to get clients or to get a job in interiors. So this one's particularly close to my heart, because I have been in business quite a while now and still don't have a portfolio that I show clients or use in order to get work or gain work. And I think this one is it is quite a big myth, because all universities and all courses will usually get you to a point to deliver you to have a portfolio, which in my opinion, really, it's a bit outdated, because, well, for one, you can turn clients off by having a portfolio, because what you're portraying may not be your ability And I think that is where there could be a mismatch between what you want and what your client is looking for, or what you're offering, or what you're able to offer. And in many cases, your past work is guided by what your clients have requested. Also, they're what was. If it's in the past, it's not what you're capable of now. You've already got that project under your belt. So yes, for larger projects, people will want to see, a certain amount of capability, that you're able to undertake the job, that you've got some sort of experience. But in terms of a portfolio, as in a pretty set of pictures that somebody assesses in order to, before they say yes, it's a very outdated way of getting clients, in my opinion, and definitely not the only way to get a job or to get clients in this industry. And the last myth is that you have to be naturally talented in order to be an interior designer. No, you don't have to. And in fact, I think it undermines all the hard work and training and years of experience that goes into, and the passion and dedication that designers have put into their profession and their work. And it's almost insulting when someone says, "Oh, it's easy for you because you're naturally talented," and well, I can definitely relate in that sense. I could say I'm creative, but I wouldn't say I'm naturally talented. And I put in a lot of hard work, especially during my university years, in order to become the best that I could be. It doesn't mean that I was naturally talented. I was constantly working. Even on weekends, I would be out looking at buildings. I was a total nerd, but in the sense that I was obsessed and loved everything I was doing because I was passionate about my job. So I wouldn't say that was natural talent. I would say that was more along the lines of very interested in my career and or what I was into. And I think that's where you can position yourself if you're if you feel like, oh well, there's no chance for me to become an interior designer because I'm not naturally talented. It's like you can learn the skills of putting together schemes, or how to draw, or how to visualize something. It's really not that complicated. It's just there are systems to follow, there's things to learn, and it's possible for almost anybody to be able to do the job of an interior designer as long as you're interested in it. So I think interest would be the driver rather than talent. And I've seen many people who I would have considered to be naturally talented. I'm not ignoring the fact that there are people who are naturally talented, but in my opinion, some of them, I can only relate to the ones that I saw at uni, don't go as far as you think that they will, because you almost feel like that they found it so easy that they didn't have to try. So as soon as they come up against something that is slightly difficult, they don't know how to get over that hurdle. So that's an assumption at this point in time, but that's my opinion in terms of seeing people who have been, in my opinion, naturally talented, but also the people who persist and who, like me, wouldn't have considered themselves naturally talented, but still succeed and are able to have a fun and worthwhile career. So just to finish off, I hope you can see that in most cases, it's within you to be able to make the decision or decide to go for a career in any field that you want, not only in interiors. This is like if you want to be good at anything, you need to constantly be learning. You constantly need to be interested and going to shows or upgrading your skills and being interested in growing more. It's not just that as soon as you finish uni or as soon as you finish a course, oh, I'm an interior designer, I know everything I need to know. You grow with every project. You expand your knowledge with every new book. You explore buildings with every new site you go to visit. This is constant learning, and if you're not interested in it, it will be hard. But if you're passionate about it, it just feeds your soul and gives you more energy in order to enjoy it and grow and keep learning. So that is hopefully some inspiration for you if you decide that this is the right career for you. And it's a fantastic career. It's wonderful, in my opinion, and it's a lot of fun. So, and it's very relevant and helpful to people who need your service.